Hey, ignore the splash art. Patch 6.10 just came out, so I wanted to go through all the new stuff. They came out with a decent amount of new stuff, which is pretty cool. I do have the patch notes on my other monitor, but I'm not going to be putting it on this monitor. But we'll go through everything, including like balance patch stuff, all that type of stuff. I will go through more of the things that people don't care about as much. So, of course, new skin. We got Forsaken Magyar. Like this skin a lot. It gives me huge, like, Halloween Artemis vibes, which that skin is just bad. This one, I think the skin's alright. I bet it looks amazing with color swaps. There's a new emote, which this is toxic as hell. I love this emote. You have no new weapon skins. There is new B-bot sidekick. I think this looks pretty cool. I wouldn't buy it personally, but I think it's nice. There is 5 new avatars. You got Weapon Drop, which I think is very iconic. It's a very cool avatar. There's a Magyar avatar, which is really cool as well. And then we got 3 new flag avatars, which is also pretty cool. Nothing with emojis, nothing with colors, none of that business. They've added blurred backgrounds, which I'll show on the highest setting in just a bit. I'm sure you already know what they look like. There's color exclusion, which is basically like if you use 2 colors that look really similar, then the game will like try to filter it out so you don't get confused. It's like if you use black and home team together, then it'll just be like black and red or something. The render tool got updated, although I don't think it got updated entirely yet, because let me see. It doesn't do what I thought it was going to do. I don't think it's working yet, because even if you go to crossovers like Tigress, it's still in the normal pose that they have for the other legend. That, for example, yeah. So obviously I think I gotta wait till the servers go up for that, but regardless, crossovers should have their own poses now. And also, it says when switching to a new item after rendering an item, the new item will no longer have its resolution cropped, which is very good. Content creators are going to be going ham with that. I will. Lots of different bug fixes, etc. I think we'll go to training mode. I think, honestly, Small Brawlhaven is the best place to show off the blurred background. Any map is, but I think this looks very nice. If the background really is troubling for you, then this is a very good change. I personally don't have any problems with it. I think the background for me doesn't really bother me all that much. And I like the backgrounds. Like I even have the animated backgrounds on too, which I think look really nice. But obviously, if you have a problem with it, then blurred background is the way to go. So I think this is going to be different from like the last balance patch video I did. We will go over this, like it's completely unscripted. I'm going to go over each of the balance changes. And honestly, I think I'll probably go in order. So I'll go on any Blaster Legend. Nyx, why not? So, blasters. All of this is like the same from the preview patch we got. And honestly, if I knew that the preview patch wasn't going to change, I would have done this scripted. But Blaster Ground Pound has a more gentle trigger hit from a reliable use when striking opponents at the edge of the attack or near solid geometry, like a stage or wall. So basically, they just fixed a case where Blaster Ground Pound would drop on the edge. I actually do wonder if that'll mess with instant Ground Pound. No clue. Regardless, I wouldn't say it's really like... I guess it technically is a buff for blasters. It's not really like a huge buff or a nerf where it's going to change how it works. It's just like a nice, there you go. And now let's go rant mode. Onyx. We have gauntlets. They've increased the recover time I'd miss for gauntlet side air, which is good. I think, well, okay, gauntlet side air wasn't really the biggest problem with gauntlets, in my opinion. I still think it shouldn't send downwards. But it's like a very good attack if you use it right. But it's not the attack that's like the best on gauntlets for sure. And so they increased the recover time from 1 fixed 21 variable to 3 fixed 21 variable. And they increased the threat coverage near the user for the second swing for more reliable use against walls. So basically they buffed gauntlets. So it's going to be easier to gimp with gauntlets basically. I think the point is, well, the second swing on gauntlet cider doesn't even go out if you miss your first hit. That's not going to go out in the first place. So it doesn't really matter that much. I still think they shouldn't have buffed gauntlets. I know a lot of moves in this game have trouble hitting against walls, and it would be cool if they fixed a lot of those. I don't know why they started with gauntlet side air, but there you go. Gauntlets rains on another patch. And now we got lots of greatsword stuff. Going back to Magyar. Lots of stuff on greatsword. Not like a lot, just like decent stuff. The side bridge from neutral opener. So that got buffed. The attack canceled. Oh, decreased attack cancel time from 22 to 20. Greatsword side bridge from down opener. Decreased attack cancel time. Greatsword down bridge from neutral opener. Decreased attack cancel time from 18 to 16. That one was really good. I don't know why they buffed that one. I don't know if this is like buffed in the way that I'm thinking it is. Then down bridge from side opener. Alright. So it's just little nice touches to Greatsword's grounded kit, basically. They buffed that. They buffed this. They buffed this and that. Basic gist of it. Greatsword's always been fine. It's very hard to use, obviously. But it's like not broken. It's not weak. And hammer buffs. I'm maining hammer again. So, if you don't know, last patch for hammer gutted hammer downlight, which is absolutely terrible. He was really dark and red. It basically made hammer like so unusable, like really bad. I completely dropped it last patch. I haven't played it in a while. They buffed hammer downlight, which I'm very happy about. It says they decreased the recover time on miss from 8 fixed 20 variable to 6 fixed 20 variable, which doesn't seem like much, but I think it's going to be a very nice change. Which I got to check something on Cassidy, actually. I want to see if she got her 9 dex combos back, which I don't even know if I have 9 dex set. Yeah, that's what I thought. I really hope they did, though, because there's no point in playing Cassidy if she doesn't have those true combos. With the stats that she has anyways. Okay, so answer is no. So Cassidy's still going to be very not good. Sure, she has that, but I feel like playing Cassidy for me was really revolved around Sarah Downlight, and the fact that it just doesn't exist anymore, it really makes Cassidy outclassed by other Blaster and Hammer legends. I think it's still a nice buff to Hammer. Hopefully I can see the weapon come back up in play rate, possibly. But only time will tell. So, Katars. This one I'm going to Nye for. You better believe I'm going to Nye for this one. For specific reasons. Katar Sidelight changed recover time on hit from 1 fixed 7 variable to 5 fixed 0 variable. As you know, on Nye, Katar's Sidelight Downlight isn't true. Maybe it will be on Nye without running 5 decks. I can hit it right anyways. Which, as you can see, is now true on 4 decks. Which is absolutely huge for Nye. Surprising as it sounds, I might actually pick up Nye again. It's actually an amazing change for Nye. I hope Nye can start getting a bit more recognition thanks to that. And ignore that. And they also buffed Katar. No, they nerfed Katar recovery, which was fine. It wasn't like, it's whatever. Who's really... I know people are really crazy about like recovery, but it's like, really, who cares? It's not that big of a combo. There's much better combos to go for on Katars. I never used it. I don't know many people who really do. It's just whatever. It's not a big change. Katars, I'm gonna be glad to see that buff. People who say it's OP, I don't really think it is. I'll be happy to see more of it though. And then Scythe. Scythe. Mooted, why not? Okay, so basically, Scythe recovery. Fix a case where the target could be dropped before the final hit, especially when performed against the wall. So they also buffed this against the wall. It's gonna be really hard to show, but the point being, if you're using Scythe recovery against a wall, it's gonna be easier to use off stage. So basically, they buffed the 2 best weapons, Scythe and Gauntlets, in the most broken way possible when playing off stage, because off stage play is unbelievably annoying. I feel like if there was a way they could nerf offstage play, which they already did by wall hugging, which was a good change, but I feel like they need to add something else to it by making the offstage less good with specific attacks. I don't think buffing Scythe recovery and buffing Gauntlet Cider was the way to go with it. Either way, it's still a very small change, and it's very specific with being off stage. It's not going to change the way recovery really acts in the air, I think. I think it's mostly fine. But still, I think we need desperate Scything Gauntlet nerfs. That's all for weapons. Let's go over to legends, which there aren't entirely that many. I think they're probably good changes, though. I have to relook at them. First up is Asuri. Asuri's side sigs on both weapons got buffs. Side guitars. Decrease minimum charge time from 15 to 12. So that comes out really fast now. Doesn't come out like unbelievably fast, but nice change. Asuri's always been one of the better guitar legends, though, so I mean, whatever. It's a buff. And then, of course, side sword, decrease minimum time charge for sword. Side sig. From 16 to 13, decrease time before movement. Okay. This one... Alright, this one actually does kind of feel nice. I feel a much bigger change with this one because it felt like it always took forever for you to start moving with Asuri's side sig, and you do start moving faster. Can confirm. Overall, I think it's nice buffs to Asuri. I could potentially see Asuri, like, being higher up on tier lists, maybe. I think she's a really good legend. Maybe not, like, extremely OP, S tier, plus, etc. But she's getting up there. Now, Cassidy. Cassidy got buffs and also kind of reworks. Glad to see Cassidy buffs after they completely gutted her kit entirely. So, Hammer side sig, they changed the damage output for it. Do I have damage on? Yeah, okay. So basically, the damage is just different, basically. They basically redistributed it to have a greater emphasis on the final swing, but the total damage was the same. The total damage is the same throughout the entire thing. So I guess it would be like if you hit your first hit and then you got interrupted, you're doing less damage, basically, you know? Or if you don't hit your first hit and hit your second hit only, then you're still getting a lot of damage. She also got a buff on Blaster Insig. Decreased total recover time. Blaster Insig was never really her best sig. I think it was her worst Blaster sig, personally, as you already know I stated. But it's nice to see a buff in it. So, up next we have Cross nerfs. This one I've been most excited about because Cross has just been dominating the meta ever since... probably since Luke came out, let's be honest. His true potential has just really been shown. Cross's neutral gauntlets has decreased force 55 variable to 50 variable, which honestly, let's be honest, that's probably not that much. Let's go to like 100 damage, right? So it still has pretty decent force, and honestly, if I was over here, that probably would have killed. So I can still see that sig being annoying as hell to deal with. Across the side gauntlets also got 5 variable taken off of it. Also, one of the sigs that had a very large force problem, which honestly, still see it being really good. They didn't change hitboxing or like there's no increased time in it or whatever. It's still going to be a really good sig, in my opinion. Cross's down blasters also got nerfed. Only 2 variable though, so this one is not a big change. But then again, this sig is not a problem on the force more. It's just a problem on the hitboxing. It hits in a very generous area, like with hitting on both sides on the ground. I think I would have, well, honestly, I would have loved to see a nerf in Insig. Insig is very broken on Cross. I think Cross will still be pretty high S tier, let's be honest. We didn't see nerfs to gauntlets at all. We didn't see really nerfs to blasters either. So I think Cross is still going to be a very high pick. Up next, we have Dusk. Dusk's neutral spear has decreased total recover time, which is good. His Insig on spears, really not the greatest sig ever. So you can move pretty fast after that. Wow. Okay, that's nuts, actually. I don't know if it was just like that before. They only took it down 3 frames. That is pretty quick, though. I don't think it's going to make Dusk broken, obviously. Dusk is a very underrated pick. Very underrated. Like, if people are saying Orb is OP, then I don't know why people aren't on Dusk. Probably because Fate and Petra are better picks, but... you know, it's whatever. And the biggest part of the bounce patch, arguably, we have Ezio nerfs. Very, very big Ezio nerfs. This one's going to be a while. We have His side sword increased momentum bonus at the beginning of his attack from movement such as dash. Oh, so that one's a buff. Oh no. The Sig was already kind of annoying, but I think it's whatever. It doesn't have a lot of force anyways, so... Ezio's down sword? Oh, that's a... Oh no. Greatly increase the maximum allowed angle of DI when struck by a repeat instance of this attack in a single combo. Oh, so basically if you get hit by this attack like in a true combo instance, then you're just going to be able to DI really easily out of it, which I think that fixes problems with where you would do double Ezio down sig combos and you wouldn't be able to DI out. Obviously a good thing. So they increased the cooldown on miss from 15 to 25 and cooldown time on hit from 11 to 38. So I'm like spamming the button. That's a pretty big change. You used to be able to use it like almost immediately after. That's 11 frames after. And this is 38. That's a pretty big change. I don't think Ezio's going to be a huge pick after this, let's be honest. We have his orb sigs, which are arguably the best part about his kit. His neutral sig, they increase the total recover time from 17 to 20, decrease the force. Just a few. They didn't decrease the force a lot. I think this sig was really easily spammable. I don't know if the force was the problem on it. I think that's fine, though. There probably were instances where it killed a bit too early. Which this doesn't kill extremely early. Ezio doesn't have extremely high attack as, like, I think I recall. His side sig, also very big problematic sig. You could use that, like, over and over again with, like, basically no punishment. They didn't nerf it too badly. The increased minimum charge time was 12 to 14, which is only 2 frames. Which is alright, in my opinion. And then the increased total recover time is 21 to 25. So, basically, if you miss it, you're going to have a harder time getting out and being able to recover from it. I don't know how that is on hit. It might just be overall, honestly. Yeah, so that's just going to be a harder sig to follow up with overall. We saw no changes to Sword in sig, which I think was fine. No changes to Orb down sig, which I think that one needed a buff. I mean, come on. What's that going to hit? Maybe this part will hit, but even then, that's still, like, crazy bad. Let's be honest. That's all for Ezio. I don't think he's not going to be a huge pick in my opinion. They buffed and nerfed most of the first half, which is kind of strange. I didn't see any buffs or nerfs in the second half. But we're going to Isaiah. They buffed his side cannon, which decreased time to hit, which is very nice. Oh my, wait, whoa, hang on. Oh. Wait, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. Wait, no. I've actually never seen this before. Wait. Let me read this out. They decrease the time to hit from 19 to 16. That's good. Decrease the total recover time on miss from 21 to 17 for the charged version, which is good. They decrease the total recover time on miss from 22 to 19 for the uncharged version. And then increase the momentum bonus from movement, such as a dash. Okay. I'm sorry. But that's too much. That's a lot. I want to try this out in game. The first thing I'm doing when the servers go up is playing Isaiah. I am immediately playing Isaiah. I have to play this. Holy shit. I can't believe they did that. No one, like, whenever people were looking at the balance patches, they were all like, oh, we're looking at, like, we're most interested in weapon changes, or probably the Ezio nerfs. No, this was overlooked. This was heavily overlooked. Although, this sig on Isaiah, I wouldn't say it was his worst sig. It was definitely an underpowered sig. I don't know if it's going to be overpowered now. Let's go to the final legend. Let's head over to Lin Fei. Her side cannon is better. Decreased time to hit after release from 17 to 15. Not a big one. This one's very nice. This has less sound than I remember. That's off topic. I think... So decreased time to hit after release from 17 to 15. Would this be good in any situations? Probably not, let's be honest. Maybe like, I mean, maybe. It just comes out quicker. That's not a big deal. It's not going to make any true combos or anything. It's just a better SIG overall. So that wraps it up for balance changes. I think that wraps it up for basically everything in the patch. So that's going to be the last balance patch before BCX, which is going to be interesting. I think we're obviously going to be seeing a lot of the same stuff at BCX. It's not going to be like, oh, like Great Sword dominates everything. I think there's going to be a lot of gauntlets, let's be honest. There always has been. But that wraps it up. I think it was a decent balance patch. There's some stuff did really catch me off guard. I love the 9 changes. The SAS side sig thing is amazing. And a lot of the other changes were just kind of small. Like blasters, gauntlets, scythe. The hammer thing is very nice to have back. The great sword thing is kind of whatever. Legend buffs, pretty good. Also, some didn't really affect it that much. But overall, it was a good patch. I'm glad to see it. I think next patch is probably going to be Halloween. Let's be honest. We don't have any of the Halloween cosmetics in the render tool. So I think we're probably going to get that sometime in October. They'll probably announce it. I'm pretty sure we'll get anniversary stuff too, so that's going to be a lot of commentary around that time. Regardless, that wraps up this patch analysis for patch 6.0. Did I really just say patch 6.0? That wraps up this patch analysis for patch 6.10. So thank you for watching this video. I don't know when I'm going to release this. It could be like Friday, it could be Monday, it could be whenever. I want to try to get this one out quicker. So thanks for watching, and of course, keep on brawling.